Welcome, Mr. Sumit Singh. Today we have a very prestigious guest owner with us. He's Mr. Sumit Singh. So just before proceeding further or saying more about anything, just giving you a 1 minute introductions about the Adfa Tech. We are an IT tech platform with a focus on IT solutions, IT resources. It also includes the recruitments and tech audio podcasts, as like we are doing currently. We have a vendor alliances with more than 50 plus tech partners. It includes SAP, Oracle, Microsoft, Pega, OutSystems, Appian, Salesforce, Cloudera, Informatica, and so many more also. And we provide all kind of key solutions, includes majorly about ERP, applications development, data, artificial intelligence, and ML, blockchain, cloud management service, UX, UI interfaces, testing, and cybersecurity. We have resources bases of somewhere around 20,000 plus across all skills, and we can deliver both on-site and off-source for 24 hours. That is the best things about this Adva Tech. So we just love your views, and our audience is also very much eager to have your views in your journeys, and what are the things which can give latest informations about tech innovations and other valuable insights. So let's dive into this world of tech with our esteemed guest today, Mr. Sumit Kumar Singh. Right? So let's start. So just briefing about our today's guest. He's Sumit Singh. He's a product management and working with so many prestigious organizations like Microsoft also. Right now, currently, he is also working with Talabat and as a group product manager in Dubai. So, just sharing his knowledge in a very grateful way. He also runs two clubs, that is a PM Mixture Club and Interview Club. So just now giving his, to have his voice and his introductions by his words. So welcome, Mr. Sumit Singh, and I'm very much delighted today to have you as my guest. And it's my, this thing to have you as a guest. So please, 2 minutes for your introductions.
Certainly. Thank you so much, Sonal, for having me. Very excited to be here as doing the podcast for your community. I'm a product manager. Been a been growing in this field of product management for the last about 15 years. I started my journey with Jabong.com back in the days in 2012. And before moving to Dubai, I was with Microsoft. I was leading a team for Microsoft Teams from Noida. So I bring about more than 15 years of solid product management experience under my belt. So that's what we've been doing. I've worked on a variety of startups from 0 to 1 to 10, and scaled. Typically, what we call a 0 to 1 growth stage and full scaling. Uh, Very excited to be here and talk about product management and various other opportunities that are fit to be. So thank you again for having me.
Yeah, thank you, Suliti, for having you also. And, it's our pleasure to have a guest like you that, you can indulge us in your experience, and you can enlighten us with your knowledge. So there is so much grateful for your contributions towards our audience and our tech profile people, right? So just, as I start my conversations, just, want to know brief about, like, you are a masters in this field. So may I know what are the, these cutting edge technologies or methodologies you are using in this product management, or, the innovations which are in line with the IT that you believe, can shape the future of this product management?
Certainly, so that's I believe is a very pertinent question. There are few frameworks or few practices that are typically believed to be the bread and butter of a product manager. Which one of them is agile, any which ways, which I'm sure your audience would be very much converse of. So that's a way of life for a product manager. You build some tests and then you take it out to the users. You collect data. You learn from that data, and then you iterate on your product and then launch again. So agile, so to say, is a way of living for a product manager because he's constantly talking to the customers and collecting feedback on the product and then reiterating to make it better. So that is one of the bread and butter of sorts of a PM. It's a philosophy with which PMs typically live. Uh, Other pieces are essentially understanding prioritization framework. So we have something called as RICE framework, which helps us to do our prioritization inside inside our backlog, so to say. And we keep a very solid backlog as we're building our products. Besides that, there is the pirate metric, as we call it, which is double A, triple R, which is acquisition, activation, retention, revenue, and referrals. That's something which is a metric which we're looking at. We typically also call it as a product funnel. So for people who are acquired all the way from the top, how many of them are converting into how many of them are getting retained, how many of them are giving us the revenue, and then eventually they are helping you with the referrals. So that's it's a pirate metric, so on and so forth. There are so many other frameworks that people typically deploy while building their product. So to say, for each of the use case, that people have written books on each of those individual this book. Yeah, yeah. So it's pretty massive. It's pretty big.
Yeah, that's a great. So, can you share any particular examples, like from where during your experience you have adopted a certain kind of strategy and that has, resulted in significant user acquisitions, or I can say retentions, or some things you have, greatly learned from that product?
Certainly. As a part of my journey within product management, I have been involved in a lot of 0 to 1 and 1 to 10 kind of growth stage kind of products, wherein I have built a lot of POCs, and then the POCs that look nice, we took them over to MVPs before building out the entire thing. One of the early products that I had built on was the last mile delivery product for Jabong.com. So today, when folks like Amazon or but they come and they do delivery at your doorstep, they carry a mobile device. Back in 2012, I was the first one in Southeast Asia to do that for any e-commerce company. So that's before even Amazon entered into India. So I did that first, and then using mobile, we went into card on delivery. Then from card on delivery, we moved into mobile based deliveries, and then voucher based deliveries.
Right.
We did a lot of those. So the idea here is very simple. So when you are building out the product, you need to understand your customer very, very clearly, who the customer is and who's going to be the consumer.
Yes, yes,
Right. So oftentimes what happens is we are sitting in an AC room and we imagine that the customer is going to use our product in a certain fashion without taking the feedback. And that is one of the biggest pitfalls of a product manager, wherein he's looking forward to build something, but he's not talking to the customer. So my biggest learning there was that when we built out the first version and we thought that, oh, it's going to really take off in a big way, it failed miserably.
Right.
The moment it failed miserably, we went back to the field and we started talking to the people, hey, why is this logistics app not working? Then we realized that, it's a very simple thing as user password is not going to work because the people who are using these applications on the field, particularly, they are not so conversant with typing in the touch. So we replaced the login with a QR code based login. So you scan a QR code and then take it, go for a login. So that definitely helped us move forward from the initial first screen of login, so to say. Then the second question was that even then it didn't work for us.
Yeah.
Failed again, second time as well. And that's when we realized that, login has happened, but then when we take it out to it was a beautiful looking app, high contrast and black and, very futuristic.
Yeah.
But we forgot to understand and realize one thing, that our application is going to be used by field agents in the sun in 12 o'clock in the afternoon in Delhi, in Delhi summers in May, June, July. These guys, when they're out in the sun, they're standing on the road in such a high sunlight.
Yeah.
They're not able to even read the what's on the screen because
Yes.
the colors were not designed properly. So that was a very, very honest feedback that we received, and we went back to the drawing board and we realized that we have to change the entire color scheme to more neutral colors or pretty colors. We use blues and we use black instead of the fancy yellows and reds. So we changed the color tones. We changed a lot of things to keep this thing in mind that these people are going to use. We optimize our battery resources because otherwise the batteries would not last for more than 2 hours.
Yeah, because of this, high resolutions and highlights, if you do, it will, drain out your mobile batteries very soon.
Correct.
Yeah,
Correct.
as such, it seems a very small thing, but it can gives a major impact. Very rightly said.
Correct. So we did a lot of that. We learned a lot from these guys, which helped us in a big way. Then we so then we work very closely with with these guys, with the field agents to help us kick off from on the field. Once we learned how these guys are using the app, how they are navigating the landscape, that is when our journey became a lot easier. But till we were able to really understand what these people are doing and how the field executives are using in the motion, things were very difficult to kick off. So that's been one of the major learnings there. I hope that answered the question, Sono.
Yes, very, very rightly, and in a very easy manner. Otherwise, sometimes the people say it in a very tough language that any common people cannot understand. But here, I can understand each and every word of you, as well as the the way you have crafted the so I can say person who is just delivering the product, and from there you have identified the problem and provided the solution. That is a very good examples you have given. But just one questions from these only. I just wanted to know that are you connecting with each and every individual, or how do you take the feedbacks? Any kind of a matrix or framework you people are using?
So in the early phases, I would typically release my product only to say 5 to 10 people in one go,
Yeah.
right? And I would give them my personal number directly. So 10 people would work. I would work very closely with them. I know exactly where they are at this point in time. I would know how they are moving, how many deliveries they have done, etc. And in case if they have a problem while using the app, they would call me immediately.
Oh, that is a great of you. You provide such a resourceful hand. Yeah.
So that's typically how I worked with them in the early days. Once these 10 guys were comfortable, after that is when we scaled it out to 100 people, also folks in Delhi alone, which is where so I was the second level escalation for them. The first level escalation were these 10 people who whom I trained myself. So they became my ambassadors within their team. So now they were the first level escalation. If anybody has any problem, they would reach out to these 10 folks. And then in case if they are also not able to resolve it, then they would escalate it to me. But I would know exactly how many problems and what kind of questions are coming to them.
Right.
Every day I know how many questions and problems come up to these 10 folks. They would maintain a log every day, and once they were they were comfortable handling it. Once their team was able to kind of do the entire work on the field, is when we launched it and asked them to train it to other people in Bangalore, Bombay, Chennai, and other cities. So that's how we moved from one center to Delhi, from one Delhi, one city to another city to another state to that's how we.
Yes, that's a good thing. That's a good thing. So, matlab, you are not using any kind of there's a software or a tool to get the user-centric approach or a kind of a thing?
So those are important, Sonal, but when you're actually looking at a 0 to 1 problem, there are a lot of metrics, there are a lot of data points which you are not able to track as a part of the metric application.
That's it.
So
That's it.
Clever Tap Language, you'll not be able to tell me if the person is not able to log in, if the login did not happen.
Yes, yes. So then how can you log the third? Yes, correct.
So the 0 to 1 is a very interesting landscape. Once you know that you have mastered the 0 to 1 game and the MVP is correct, that is when you can then look at a lot of other core metrics of your product, wherein you can talk about, your metrics around engagements or retention metric or, drop-off metrics or bounce rates and failure metrics.
Yeah.
You use all of them. So when we are building out product for Microsoft Teams, for example, because Teams today is 400 million users. So when you're using our product today, then we look at data in a very different fashion.
Yeah.
When we are launching our experiments, we look at it in a very different fashion. We create holdout groups. We don't connect directly to a mass public.
Yeah.
Right? We do a local launch. We do inside a team launch, which we call as a ring 0. Then once it is open to only Microsoft Teams users, then it goes to Microsoft users, anyone within Microsoft ecosystem. Then it goes to Microsoft partners. Then it goes to the general, availability. So we take it from one ring to another ring, and we keep collecting data. We try to look at what's really happening in that state.
That's a very good, yes. So also you had said, me that, that you are into this gamifications and the product development and product management. So this gamifications, how can impact user engagement within a product, or, is there any specific gamification elements that tend to resonate more effectively with users?
Oh, that's a great question, Sonal. So gamification essentially is the art and science of designing consumer behavior. And a lot of products such as Duolingo, LinkedIn, Amazon, Google Pay, Uber, all of these apps have, or any network-based apps such as social media, Instagram, WhatsApp, they're all using kind of gamification.
Yeah.
Depending on the user journeys and depending on the user type and the use case of how you're actually going to engage with the user, you can design a particular behavior, but predominantly using points, leaderboards, and badges, PLBs as we call it, is one of the most basic forms of designing gamification engagements. Tons of your loyalty programs that you see today are nothing but gamification experiences.
Correct.
So your loyalty programs on credit cards, loyalty programs on airlines or tier-based systems in hotels, they're all but gamification examples.
Yes. Almost all the Internet of Things, any of the, whether it's a websites or applications or a software, everywhere it's there.
Correct.
Yeah.
So points, leaderboards, and badges are something which resonate very, very sweetly. And then depending on how you design the experience for your users is very different. I'm currently consulting an app which is basically rewarding users for the knowledge. So it's like a Kaun Banega Crorepati on mobile. So you can play the app, you can put in 10 rupees to play a game, you get all 15 questions right, you win 15 rupees and you go out.
Oh, that's a sound very interesting. Send me link also, as well as, after these also, so we can give it some of our post too. That's a good.
Certainly. This app is called MindPay. I'll just put it in the chat for you. It's called MindPay. It's predominantly focused around your government exams that you have, right? People are preparing for PCS and IAS exams and your border security and nurse and so many others.
Yeah.
And people are preparing for 2 years to 4 years.
Right.
But and they have a lot of idle time. So to get started, we are using that framework, and then we'll eventually bring in AI and machine learning, the tools inside of this app to make it better.
Yes, yes. Very good, very good. I like that. Yeah. So, in line with this, so, like as you said, you have upgraded the, this gamifications also, as well as you have just recent examples what you said in these applications. So, how do you and your team, as a, organizations, balancing these innovations and maintain the core functionality of a product that can be, very challenging. So, how do you keep the balance to keep your product competitive while meeting the the evolving needs of each and every user? So what are the things that you are keeping in your mind?
Uh, Perfect. Yes, absolutely. The way to typically do is, as a product manager, you have to constantly keep looking at what the market trends are, where the world is moving. So today, AI is the big one, right?
Yes,
What you also need to remember is that a lot of these technologies are also hallucinating at this point in time. They're great technologies. It's a very interesting landscape going forward, but are they production ready? Are they delivering the right quality to a customer? That is something which is too early. A lot of people are starting to use Chat GPT for their use cases,
correct, correct.
but not everyone is successful. Not each of those use cases are successfully implemented, wherein they can actually say that with 100% confidence that the results that they are getting is spot on.
Yes, yes, correct, correct. Because the results are is like a generic medicine. Everything is available. You have to sort out what is a good thing, what is a bad thing, what can be useful, what cannot be useful. Right.
Correct. So a PM has to be very, very careful in terms of how do you, what kind of a confidence do you want to work with, and what kind of confidence do you want to deliver to your users? See, if it's an FAQ document, says that, okay, where is my product? Well, how do I track my product? If that is a thing, how do I make dalgona coffee, for example? The standard process, right? You can make it. How do I make a chili chicken or a chili paneer? Recipes are available, you can do it. And then somebody says, okay, I want to make chili paneer with atta noodles, not something. I want to make chili paneer with Thai and the Chinese recipe. So give me a twist of that. So models can do that,
Yes.
right? But if you ask the model to say that, okay, I have five different ingredients and now tell me a recipe, maybe it's not possible for the engine to give you a recipe to your taste,
Yes, correct.
right? Because the engine doesn't understand if you, as Sonal, you like it on more of a from a Gujarati palate, which is more sweet, or do you like it more a Bengali palate, which is more spicy?
Spicy, correct, correct, correct. Because
Those
everyone has a different perspective, different choices. So that that's why I say that the things will be generic. If you want to have your choice or your taste, then based on that you have to give them the input, and then it will generate. That is
that.
also there. Yeah. Yes. Yes.
So that's the challenge with the evolving technology. So as a PM, you constantly keep looking at the emerging landscape, but you're also very cognitive of the fact that what value do you want to deliver to your customers, and if using these new age technologies, which could be, say, AI is there, generative AI is another, there is augmented reality, there is blockchain and Web3 and crypto.
Yes. Yes.
There's a lot of action happening there, right?
Yes. Yes.
The other aspect which is important to be considered is the cost when you're implementing it.
Yeah. That's the big, not another. That's a big aspect.
Correct. So while you are designing a new experience and you're delivering a new product to your customer, you constantly have to also think about the cost that it will come to. And in case if there is, if the solution comes to me for free, and then I'll probably just give it out for free for my users. I don't mind.
Right.
But if I have to pay $1 billion just to adopt to it, and it's not even giving me a high ROI,
Yes.
then there is no point in building that entire piece out.
Yes. That's it.
So, so that's challenge which was there, which is something which you need to balance as an organization. And honestly speaking, there is a lot of noise in the market. More often than not, the customers don't even know what they want. They say, "Oh, we want."
Exactly. as and when, the new requirements come up, the new people inquire us, the people will actually use us, then most of the requirements will be developed.
Correct.
Yeah.
You want customers to use some things, but then
Yes.
they don't know. They're asking a lot of, crypto, but they don't even know what is it, the meaning of crypto.
Yes.
Right. That's something which completely.
Yes, everyone wants to, have a bitcoins and, these cryptos and all. I am listening so many words and, so many people, and through in LinkedIn also, every time there is, message in the folder that, if you are interested. But most of the time, the people don't know major about it. And, and then there are so many false cheaters and false people who are, claiming you to have something. So
Correct.
that's a big game. Right, right. So that's a very good insight. So just, if you are open and if you want to share some of the, current projects about this product management, and recently you are, doing, or upcoming projects that are under the pipelines and want to share with us. So can you just give us some of the insights that, these are the kind of a project that can contribute to overall growth and evolutions for the startups, or for any of the organizations that can, give the benefits to the audience to just have a knowledge about it?
Oh, certainly. There is this whole new landscape of no-code tools, which is one of the new era of so-called development, wherein people are building out applications without even a single line of code written. When people are using Chat GPT to write codes as well, but I'm talking about no-code solutions. These are a huge boon to people, wherein they are not able to, uh, write a code, but they're still able to write the, applications. Those are some of those very interesting landscape shifts that are happening right now, which is very pivotal to a lot of PMs out there in the market. So they don't need to know technology today to write mobile applications.
Okay.
It's a simple drag and drop. You can look at Glide apps. You can look at, Bubble.io. You can look at Slimer, Scalar, Card. There are tons of those very interesting aspects of, these no-code tools, which are actually helping you to roll out with some very, very quick ways out. So PM Mixer, which is one of the product management communities that I'm running, we have over 1,000 PMs on the network on the app today. Whereas the WhatsApp group, we have more than 2,000 PMs.
Oh, that's run by you only?
Oh yeah, that's my baby is happening.
Actually, just today only I checked the websites and sound very interesting. Yeah.
So that's something which I've been working on. The growth has been slow because we don't want to go for a hyper growth. We focus on quality. So each of these are very seasoned product managers on the.
Yeah, I checked it. Yeah.
So that's something which we've been doing. It's completely built on no-code tools. That's something which we've been focusing on and experimenting with a lot of exciting stuff there.
And we are very, curious. So if you have, time and kind of, open mind to share that, we are very glad if you can continue this journey to work us together. So that would be our pleasure.
100%. 100%. We'll find synergies to work on this together for sure.
Sure. So this is all about my questions. If you want to share anything, which can encourage our audience to have a more kind of a knowledge, or want to contribute in any of the manner, you have a time to tell us. My questions are ending over here.
So thank you so much for those amazing discussions. I think the questions were really nicely done, and I absolutely loved interacting with you. So thanks so much for your time today, having me.
Yeah, so I also wanted to, say a thank you and express my heartfelt gratitude for joining us on this podcast, and your insights and expertise on this product managements are very invaluable. And, I think it will not provide just a resource, but, the few people will be highly enriched with your informations and may, ask you in personal also to have a further discussions on their product management. So that will be, beneficial for you also. And again, on behalf of ADFAR also, I'm very much grateful to, have you as my guest. So
Like,
I'm confident, yes, that our listeners will also benefit greatly from the wisdom you had shared. So looking forward to staying connected and hopefully collaborating again in the future, as I told you. So thank you so much, Sumit, and let's plan to have something in future to, work together, definitely.
absolutely, so I look forward to that. In fact, I'm planning a few meetups on product management and a few more podcasts on AI product management. So definitely, we can work together to as a
Our pleasure, yeah.
standpoint. That would be very interesting.
Yeah, so thank you so much. And here we are closing our podcast. So thank you so much to have you as my guest. Okay.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Yeah. Bye bye.
Bye.